Right, welcome back to the channel. FYI, I'm feeling a bit poorly. So this is probably not the best video to actually do because I'll end up rambly and yeah, getting stressed. But I need to get it out of my system. Basically, this video is about how eBay is betraying the sellers and their own platform. So it all stems from a buyer that wanted to return an item. Not got a problem with that. Perfect. Put in your return, no problem. The reason for the return, that's my gripe. So the reason for the return, according to the buyer, was wrong item sent. However, in the comments, it says, I thought this item was the large one, and when it has come, it is not what I expected. So I will have to return the larger versions retail at TK Maxx for £25. It's like they actually retail for a lot more. But basically, she's admitted it's her fault. It's not the item she expected, even though it says it was 17 inches in the title and it was 17 inches in the item description and it was 17 inches even in the picture with the measuring tape. So yeah, that's my gripe. So I ended up sending her a message. Wrong item sent, question mark. No, the right item was sent. The size was clearly stated in the title description. Misusing the return, and then I said, misusing the returns process can get you banned from eBay, which it can. It goes against their policies. And she said, I am not misusing eBay. I am returning this item, thanks. Not suitable for me. So basically, what she's saying there, she's admitted she's changed her mind. It's not anything to do with the item or the delivery or the customer service that I've given. So basically, she got a free return. She got a free return. And to me, that's scammy. If you were a normal person who changed their mind, you would go, no problem, I'll make sure that I put it's my fault or I've changed my mind or, you know, that kind of thing. No, she continued to say it was my fault. Hence why she's got a free return. Now, after that, the next day, she left negative feedback. She said, seller was very rude when I put a return for this item. Not helpful, very rude, and sounded very annoyed that I was returning this item. I was annoyed. Which was no longer suitable for me. Will not be buying from the seller again. Okay. So I have replied to that. But before I do anything, I thought I'll go through all of the processes that eBay give you to contest negative feedback or feedback that you don't agree with. And usually what they do is they have a revision form that you can fill out and then it gets sent to the buyer so that they can rethink what they've done. Anyway, no, it was rejected. So okay. So then they've got a feedback removal request and it was not approved and it was put in the same day that I got the negative feedback. It says, we carefully reviewed the details and found that the buyer experienced an issue related to a return. So that's a lie. For this reason, feedback was not removed. Just so you know, this feedback will not impact your seller performance level. We understand this may not be the response you hope for. However, maintaining consistent standards for all sellers helps keep our marketplace trusted and fair. I don't fucking trust you, and it's not fucking fair. Just a message for the eBay kind of stalkers who watch content on YouTube. So yeah, there's that. So there's revision, request removal, and there's report buyer. So I reported the buyer for abusing the returns process. I just was like, no, I've tried everything, it's not working. So then I thought, you know what? In the past, I have spoken to certain eBay representatives who have taken off unfair negative feedback. And sometimes they do it pretty immediately. They say, yeah, we'll take that off, no problem. So I thought maybe this might work again because I've got the buyer admitting that they are wrong. I've got me telling them that they're misusing the returns process and then they need to choose a different option. They've refused and still chose that option because they get a free refund. And yeah, I've got the terms and conditions of eBay where it says misusing the returns process goes against our policies. So I'm in the right. So I went to them and I spoke to their customer representative. So I ran it through with them and they came back with, I understand, let me check the feedback real quick to see if there's something that can be done for it. And it says, feedback can be tricky, given that there may be different points of view on how the transaction has gone. We can't really interfere or take sides on opinion-based feedback unless we see it's breached our feedback policies. I've looked this one over and it's not something we can take action on. Now what this does is it basically gives scammy buyers the chance to do it over and over again, but also it puts off good sellers who have been on the platform, this account, for 19 years. 19 years. And yet they do this. They basically throw you under the bus and say, no, we're not helping you whatsoever. And they're just completely dismissive of your seller experience, essentially. And it's got top rated seller, one of eBay's most reputable sellers. It's like, so why would I lie? First off, I haven't. You just need to check the chat, first of all. So I thought it might be fun if I go through some of my negative feedback. So I'm going to go over some of my negative feedback that I've received as a seller on eBay. And luckily I don't actually have a lot. I've got 5, but 2 are leaving at the beginning of January, so that's good. The first one was for a bowl thing, like a silvacky kind of like weird bowl. Anyway, it broke on postage, even though I'd wrapped it within an inch of its life. Because I sell a lot of pottery, I know things break all the time, so I really am paranoid about wrapping. So basically, it said, unfortunately, arrived broken. In my opinion, it was due to poor packaging. Seller was nice and polite, but the broken item really upset me. I asked for a refund and it was all resolved quick. So asked is a strong word. They demanded, if I remember rightly. They were like, they were like one of these where it was like, it was broken and they just went off the rails. They were like, this is unacceptable. How dare you? And all, it was like that. And I was like, whoa. So basically I just refunded it. I said, look, these things happen. I refunded her. Shut her up. And it was during the Christmas period as well. But like usually I'm like, I wrap things within an inch of lives. But yeah, for some reason this one was it. So this was a postage issue. It wasn't anything to do with the actual item or me. She says that I didn't wrap it. Maybe I didn't wrap it. If it broke, I obviously didn't wrap it as well as I could have, even though it was ridiculously wrapped. Shit happens. So yeah, I took full responsibility for that. No problem. Order cancelled by vendor. Very disappointed as paid and was looking forward to receiving the top. Refunded quickly and now have to go looking again. Back to square one. And yeah, it was a t-shirt. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. It wasn't in the box that I put it in. My own fault. Refunded immediately. They were right. But like, they got refunded like within like the day that they ordered it. I don't know. It just seems that if I bought something, but then someone refunded me literally within like an hour or two, I would give them like a neutral. I wouldn't give them negative. So yeah, that was coming off pretty soon anyway. But yeah, it's like, grow up. It was a t-shirt. Oh yeah, this is one. Item didn't arrive by the due date. I contacted the seller twice, who said he's investigating and chasing the courier. I heard nothing back, checked the tracking that stated the courier was still waiting for the item. Clearly the item wasn't posted or sold or not removed from eBay. I got a full refund but no apology. Very poor communication. So I sent it. It's one of those things where it said it didn't it was stuck, or it didn't move for like 24 hours. It was stuck in every system essentially. So I contacted every, raised an inquiry, and they took like ages to get back. I think it was like 2 or 3 days for them to actually get back to me. But by that time I had like 4 or 5 messages off this guy. So I said, right, I'll just refund you, just leave me alone. So I refunded them, said it was lost in transit in the postage thing, which it was. But I replied, very impatient buyer, wouldn't wait for the courier to reply, so I had no choice but to refund. And if they were bothered to check the messages, I was going to be arsey. You can see I told them this and apologised for the inconvenience. It's buyers' attitudes like this why people are leaving eBay all over a top. Grow up. So yeah, I love the reply because they can't get rid of it unless you start calling them names. But yeah, it's over a top. I don't understand why people get so arsey for stuff. And it's like, they've probably got that item. I need to check the tracking on that, but they've probably, if it hasn't been lost by stolen by every, then it's probably been delivered by now. So not only have they got a refund, but they've probably got a t-shirt that I know of. Oh, this is a good one. Your Omega baseball cap is made from cheap material. Cheap, as in cheap. And I basically put, I'm not the manufacturer of the cap, just a seller. The material is cotton, as stated in the listing and description, etc. I offered a full refund upon return. If they didn't like the item, buyer did not send back, so didn't get a return, essentially. But yeah, I sent them a really nice message and say, I'm sorry you didn't like it. You can return it if you want. It's no problem. I'll give you a full refund. And then they sent me a negative feedback, and I sent a revision request. Didn't do that either, so I was just like, right, sod you. And then it brings us up to the more recent one, like seller was rude when I put a return in for this item, not very helpful, very rude, sounded very annoyed, all that kind of stuff. So we've already done that. So yeah, I think out of the 5, 2 are probably completely my fault. Like the bottom one, the Silvaki kind of thing, and the cancelled order, that was definitely my fault. Strange people are about, and they will abuse the feedback service, but to be fair, like I'd hold my hands up if I've done something wrong or if it's like my fault, but yeah, sometimes you just have to deal with cunts. And unfortunately, eBay are throwing sellers under the bus when it comes to like feedback revision and that sort of thing. And yeah, it's not great at all. When they say like they can't do anything, yet they can do practically everything, it's BS. It's because they're stuck to a script. These eBay representatives are stuck to a script and they cannot veer off it. I know for a fact I'm not the only one. If I go onto Reddit now, I bet there is loads. Immediately you've got one up. It says, we've been eBay sellers for 6 years now, and it's been a great ride. But recently we've been running into some serious issues with eBay's handling of negative feedback. Here's an example. We had a customer who unfortunately broke a product due to misuse, so we stepped in and sent them a more robust version, completely free of charge. The customer was really pleased and agreed to remove their negative feedback, but technical issues on eBay side stopped them from doing so. They were perfectly fine with us getting in touch with eBay to sort things out for the review removal. However, eBay flat out refused to remove it. Yeah, they're really kind of like, no. Even though they saw the message from the customer giving us permission. We continue to see reports like this of feedback being removed when it violates feedback policy or is clearly grossly unfair or wrong. Well, some are still able to get feedback removed, but I agree, it seems like eBay has locked down the process. It seems the only way sure to get a feedback removed is if the buyer uses a free return, damages an item and the return deduction tool is used, or it was an ELS sale. I don't know what that means. Because the thing is, if you refuse to give someone a refund once they've sent the item back, say, or if the item is broke, you've got to prove that the item was broke first. But if the case closes without seller resolution, you get a ding on your account. eBay put a ding on your account, and yeah, if it's 0.3% above, you could get pushed into below seller status. You're in below seller status. I've done a whole video on this. They can charge you more on final value fees. That's why they try their best to push people below seller status. This is eBay sabotaging your business and throwing you under the bus. It's betraying its sellers. And it starts with the feedback. It's tiny little things like that that trip you up to try and force you into paying more fees than usual. Anyway, I'm not the only one. There's a reason why eBay's business is failing. It's slowly being eaten away. The European market, everybody's going to Vinted or third-party platforms. eBay's still going to be there. It's still going to be a big part of my business. But to be honest, I'm looking at other avenues for making money now because I can't. It's an unreliable stream of income for me now. It really is. Just generally, but also because of bullshit like this. And yeah, I could be like making a mountain out of a molehill. I probably am. But I usually am. I'm ill. Leave me alone. I want to whinge. I want to bitch about this. But yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only one. Have you experienced this? It's one of those things where the good thing is at least feedback doesn't account towards your metrics, which is good. But it's still a bit of a pain when you see it and it's unfair and it's like it's over the top and it's like, oh. So yeah, get rid of feedback in my opinion. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and also comment. If you comment, then the video gets pushed up in the algorithm and other people can see it. And if you can't think of anything to say, then please use the word feedback. Feedback. Or better yet, CC in eBay so they can see this. Bye-bye.